Okay, I'm going to show you guys how we start off with the clock project. For the clock, we're going to use veneers. Now, veneers are very thin slices of timber taken from a board. And we've got a number of different colours of veneers and styles of veneers, and choosing three colours, or no more than three. You can choose two, you can choose one. The thing with veneers like this one, they do split very easily, so we do need to be careful. They're fragile, so we take it easy as we're working with veneers. You're going to need a cutting mat, a safety rule, and an art knife. And make sure that knife's sharp. You may need a pencil, and you'll need some masking tape. So let's start off. We're going to start off by cutting a 200 by 200 square. This will be our base veneer. This will be our main colour of our clock. So I'll mark this out. Now the cutting mat has markings as well.
So you can actually use that to help guide you, or you can use your ruler. So what I did here is I measured 200, I've got a pencil mark, and then I can look at which line that's in line with. I line my ruler up with that mark.
Push down hard on the ruler to flatten that veneer out. Art knife, and we cut. You're not going to do this in one cut. You're going to go over it a number of times as you're cutting. I don't know whether you can see in that video, but you want to keep your art knife straight up and down in the vertical, so 90 degrees in this direction. You can't really see that from the video. And I tip it forward slightly, which helps slice. Hopefully you can see that. I've tipped that slightly forward, and I cut lightly.
And just over and over until we cut through. If I push hard, I'll tend to tear the veneer. And once we've cut all the way through, the pieces will separate. I'll keep them close. Nearly.
We need to go 200 in the other direction as well. So I'll measure.
I'll put a mark at 200. I'll line up those pencil marks. I'll try and change the angle, hopefully you can see of my cut, so hopefully you can see how I'm holding the knife. So, I don't want to be leaned over this way or this way. I want to keep it vertical this way, but tilt it forward towards the sharp part of the blade. And keep it against the ruler, keep the ruler down flat, and cut through. This is going to cut a whole lot easier in this direction because I'm cutting with the grain. There we go, we're through already. One danger when you're cutting with the grain is the knife may want to follow the grain. As in, it could pull itself away from the ruler. So just be aware of that. And if you start lightly, that will minimise that happening.
All right, so I've got my base veneer. Now I've got to start thinking about the colours. So at the most we can only use 3 colours. So that's one, we can use 2 more. Here's an option that I've cut before. I just did a strip of dark through the top. This is another option. It's a bit hard to see there, isn't it? That's 3 colours. That colour's pretty similar to that one, but this one I've got the grain running an opposite direction, so it changes the look. So that's another option. I kept this little piece here to show you what also is possible. So even though that's the same colour, if I had have done something like that, just change the orientation of the grain, that can give a totally different effect. So that's something to consider as well. So the rule is no more than 3 colours. One of them is obviously your base colour, and it shouldn't be any more than 6 cuts in the veneer. So I'll just quickly demonstrate what I did here. I'm going to use these marks that are on the cutting mat that run at 45. So we've got angles on here already, so that can actually help us. So if I sit that this way, everything we do here, our clock, we want our grain running horizontally. So 12 o'clock would end up being here. So I'm thinking I'll do something in the top right corner. similar to this. You, of course, can do whatever you like. And I think I'm going to run the grain the opposite way. So I'm looking at this 45-degree line here. So I'm slightly overlapping the white colour over the brown. And I'm simply going to
Get that line up where I want it. And I'll just sticky tape that down there. And it can help if I just tape that to the cutting mat so it doesn't move as well.
Now I'm going to place my ruler on that 45-degree line there, and I'm going to cut. And this cut will go through both pieces. The reason we cut both is that the cuts will end up matching perfectly with each other.
And that's what I want. So we cut through. I think I'm through the first piece. Yeah, there we go.
Put that aside, I'll need that and I need that. This stuff here is off-cut, throw that away. Okay. That will match perfectly because they will cut both together. Now, you want to pull those together as tight as you can. Really tight. And so we don't want any gap there at all. And we stick that together. Now my next cut, I want this cut to be parallel to the last cut, so it's probably good if I measure. I'll do this one 10 millimetres. Oh, I need a pencil for that.
10 millimetres. 10 millimetres. This one, I'm going to stick it.
Better. Place them both on top of each other again. I'll stick those down. They're not going to move.
And the same as before. Line the ruler up with my pencil mark.
Hold it down nice and tight. Don't move the ruler now. And cut through both.
This is one of those situations where you're cutting on an angle where the knife may want to follow the grain away from the ruler. So just be aware of that. I think I'm through the first.
Okay. I can put that aside. I don't need that. This is the piece I want. And because they were cut together, those cuts should be identical and should match perfectly. Now just reuse that bit of tape. Place them together and stick it down. Of course we can just trim off the ends here now. That's how we can cut our veneers. So I'm looking at the back end there. That's what it's going to look like.